Have you ever imagined how you would survive? In a jungle full of venomous snakes, ferocious beasts, mosquitoes, va repellent insects. Let's follow the story of David, Sarah, and Market. VA people participated in the challenge, 21 days in the Amazon, to win the $100,000 prize. America, but it's not just a fight for survival. This is a journey full of jealousy and difficult decisions. Whether they can overcome the challenge and keep the friendship, or everything will fall apart before the harshness of nature. Let's explore. This is definitely the happiest man. In the survival, other men and women join, only one girl. And he can. Couple show with two beautiful girls. At night, one on the left. Right side, it makes two girls jealous for you. If you persist for 21 days, there's also a chance to win $100,000. Call now if you are interested in signing up. This time the guy's name is David. He claims to be the adopted son of the show's director. Don't wear survival gear. I'm not afraid of just being scared of my girlfriend. The first girl was Sarah. I love the wild. A desire to win a prize. The second girl is called Makani. I love the wildlife. With this kind of naked life, you don't mind. The goal is to be real together. This time they're challenging in the Amazon. It's full of venomous snakes. There's also mosquitoes and nasty insects. The difficulty is sure to rob hell. When we get to the rendezvous point, Sarah quickly undresses. Makani also naturally undressed. Only David is embarrassed, afraid of being disgraced. When three people met, the two girls were surprised. There are three people. Only David is laughing lustfully. Happiness is so unexpected. It's definitely a blast tonight. And then BA people started to inventory their supplies. In addition to the iron pot provided by the program, they each select an item. A big knife, a flaming stone, a hammock. Then they open the map. Sarah suggests going to a nearby waterfall, because there's plenty of water there. Identify the target. All three begin to move towards the waterfall. After a few hours of ice, they arrived quickly. There's already water. Next is to start a fire and build a shelter. Now they're standing on a dry riverbed. Sarah thought you could use a tree trunk. Where the ball? But Makani thinks that if the water rises, it's going to be flooded. Two people each have an idea. Right now, David offered to cut some tree trunks to build a high floor. Avoid land, because they both agreed. Mani agreed. When they were about to build the floor, it suddenly thundered. Soon after the warm torrential rain, come though. The group is still trying to build a shelter in the rain. But this place is so empty. Above the shelter there's nothing to cover. It's raining like an aquarium, it's impossible. Can sleep. They decided to move to the high in the forest. To use trees to rebuild the shelter. Makani said with a grin that he had told her from the beginning without listening. After the efforts of the whole group, a large hammock is finished enough for three people to lie down. The funniest person is David rolling over. Back in the hammock, hugging left, hugging right, extremely happy. Three people that night. People who don't sleep well are bitten by mosquitoes everywhere. David is between two girls, so he can't sleep. To avoid dehydration, they decided to add water first. David and Sarah are going to get the spring water to boil. But Makani thinks that the water from the tower is clean enough that no further treatment is required. The other two want to be safe. Even the water from the tower needs to be boiled. Makani decides to dose once. You don't want to go together. So you went to the waterfall yourself. Natural water to drink to great delight. After drinking, practice yoga on the spot. On the way back, she discovered a plant called Spring Kim. It contains a lot of water. The two have not been drinking, so she decided to pick them. Sarah and David are still lighting the fire. But this place is too wet to burn. Both are going crazy. Mani saw they couldn't do it. What to take Kim raw spring? Help them temporarily overcome dehydration. Right now, David asked her how it felt to drink the water at the tower. Makani said it was fine. Sarah thinks it's too risky. They need fire more than water. She was even sarcastic that if the mannequin went to get water again, it's only on the left tonight. Not poking on the right. Night down. There was no fire, so Sarah was bitten by a mosquito and couldn't sleep, while the other two hugged each other and slept well. On the third day, they hugged each other. Sarah was so angry that she started crying. Jack, David, and Ma Kenny just shoot each other. I don't care. To the end. She felt herself to a warm bullet without. When David woke up, she couldn't help it. I blame you for worrying about the devil. While BA is a group, I only care about this person, without sharing with the Kier. Then she offered to renovate the shelter. Remove the hammock because it is not suitable for BA people. We need to reignite the fire at the same time. David agreed and called the ghost Kenny up, also called her baby. It made Sarah even more angry. She said that girls are as beautiful as Ma Kenny. You always know how to charm people. People like you are abandoned. David shares the idea of renovating the shelter, so the whole group started assigning Ma Kenny to collect water. David and Sarah fixed the place. Ma Kenny fun getting job. When Ma Kenny went to get water, David and Sarah begin to rebuild the shelter. Sarah explains that she's not jealous of mannequins. I just hope. David should be fairer. You said you were cold all night. David also promised he'll split her protein later. And then they're planning to make a triangular hammock. The main frame is quickly completed. Ma Kenny also came back with water. But right now David's leg is having trouble getting rid of a lot of red marks. Swelling and pain to the point of not being able to stand. On the fourth day, David's feet were burning with fever. The team rushed to call the medical team. I hope David doesn't have to give up. The doctor finished the examination. I found out that his leg was severely swollen. If you continue to be afraid to cut it off, they advise you to withdraw from the competition immediately. Everyone is sad too. David was crying because he couldn't leave the two girls. See that? Ma Kenny immediately came to hug you, a real affectionate. David also sent his best wishes. The other two will pass the test successfully. David had to leave the game. But the challenge must continue. Two girls temporarily put aside conflict. Night falls around where you hear the animals roar. In the dark, there are big eyes moving. You're scared to lose sleep all night. To the 9th day. They've only eaten a few plants in the last few days. There's absolutely no protein. Ma Kenny is hungry to the point of exhaustion. Only Sarah tried to hold on. She's going to knit a fishing basket out of a tree. Until the 11th day. Sarah wants Ma Kenny to pull the basket. But Kier just lay there and didn't move. Leave Sarah alone. Working even when placing the basket of Ma Kenny fish. Completely let go, making Sarah extremely helpless. On the 12th day, the fish caught nothing. Sarah needed to think of another way to get protein. There are many ants here, though few. Meat but can still be eaten. Sarah eats well. Ma Kenny looks with covetous eyes. But I still can't move my hand. On the 15th, there was no fire. Both are unbearable cold. Sarah decided to start the fire again. If you're not sure, you can't make it to the end. And Mani still doesn't do anything, just basking in the sun. Asking for your help is hopeless. Sarah started the fire alone. Persevere over and over again. I finally caught a big fire. That moment she burst into tears. I don't know if it's emotional or tired. It rained heavily that night. Ma Kenny rolls me to sleep well. Sarah was alone trying to protect the fire. But in the end the fire didn't hold. The next day, you two had a candid conversation. They agreed to shelve their disagreement. Help and love each other. Otherwise, neither of you can go to the end. Until the 17th day. Because the point of retreat is quite far away, they're forced to use rafts to follow the water. They cut down a lot of palm trees. After 4 days of trying, the raft is finally finished. The relationship between the two also became close, like sisters on the 21st. Early in the morning they rafted towards the point of retreat. On the road, have to go through a lot of tight water and strong currents. We have to prevent crocodiles from attacking us. I almost flipped the raft a few times, but lucky, both of them are safe and have reached their retreat. Their boat is waiting. Long ago, it's also a sign that their challenge has been successful. They happily embrace the $100,000 reward and come home happy. If I give you the same girl, survival in the wild 21 days, no food, no clothes. But if you pass, you'll get $100,000. Do you dare to try? Call your best friends and register now. This challenge is taking place in southern Colombia. In the jungle, It's all cliffs here. And the giant spiders. Their venom. That's enough to kill some adults. The player this time is David. I am a professional yoga coach. He is also a coach. Outdoor survival. Skills in the forest. I mean max level. The goal of the competition is to find a wife. There's a female contestant named Kayla. Looking at her face, she was very charming. She has a daughter but is still single. She entered a contest to improve her life. In terms of survival skills, it's mostly self-learning. Whether it can be used or not, I don't know. When you arrive at the designated location, take off your clothes. Let's cover it up and meet up. The feeling of facing each other naked, it makes both of you extremely shy. After getting used to it and playing a little game, they started getting survival kits this time. David's a survival coach, so he doesn't say much. Choose a set of essential tools. While Kayla grabs a dragon slayer. Provided by the program, the iron pot is for 2 people to eat garlic. In the middle, they open the map to study the way. Decided to go through the forest. To get to the campsite with water. Identify the route, and you're on your way. Before long there was a cliff in front of them. This is the only way down the mountain. They both closed their eyes and jumped down. If there was a big rock below, I would. Will bruise the whole person. Not to mention the survival gear. It must be wet too. Both continue to move forward. Soon found a place of feng shui preservation. Look around a circle, it's perfect for a shelter. So they both started to get excited. Collect 10 surrounding materials, because there are cute kids in the woods who are extremely dangerous. I have to sleep off the ground at night. While building a shelter, of course. Then they found a scorpion on the ground. Fortunately, you're not hungry to the point of despair. Otherwise, the protein, this is definitely not wasted. Afraid of the dark without starting a fire. David decided to fire first. I've tried starting a fire before. By drilling wood countless times with you. It's as easy as turning your hand. It didn't take much to start the fire. Then quickly pour the spring water into the iron pot to boil. Soon after, the 2 of you shook hands and went on to build the shelter. However, the speed is slower than expected. So when it gets dark, bamboo is not finished yet. At night they lay by the fire to sleep. But because the night was so cold, Kayla shivered. David next to suggest to launch the game for warm people. From the moment they lay down. I've been talking about this all the time. David is just too hard. The tree is now single and hungry. But never thought. It's coming this fast. I would rather be cold than play the game so early. The next morning they both broke down. We have to build a shelter today anyway. Fortunately, there are many palm trees around. After a hard time, they finally made a Leo rope bed. Hanging up there. It feels like there's nothing better. I just hope it doesn't get cold tonight. It quickly turned dark and we both went to bed happily. I thought I would sleep well until morning. Kayla is still cold at midnight and can't sleep. Though David begged to play the heating game forever. But Kayla still rejected it. David was so angry that he went crazy. Keep warm is more important than keeping the rules. It's a pity that your teammates are pretending to be tall. Life and death refuse. The morning after sun exposure, David suddenly found himself bitten by a worm. The wound is still wide, Lan is really bad news. Even so as not to slow down progress, I still decided to build the shelter. Use a wooden stick to build a frame, and put a palm leaf on top of it. So the tent is done. But I still can't play games at night. And David sat alone angry. A comforting mule doesn't make you better. It's dark, the mules are too cold to stand. Decided to lie on the ground near the fire. But in the morning, David started going crazy again. You keep saying hook the mules, I don't want to play games with you. The more you talk, the more angry, to the point of going down and questioning the mules. Even though we talked clearly, the mules were still there. David tried to lie next to her. I hoped for a change but was rejected again. The next morning, after a night of thinking, David realized he was too impulsive. He went outside to do yoga to calm down. While walking, I found a mango. Immediately think about using mango for heart. The team just got back to where David got it. Food cai la happy sincerely. You to share a mango. Add a little more energy. You guys had a pretty good day today. It's the 8th day from the start. It hasn't been replenished yet. You're both so hungry you can't stand it. So I decided to make a trap to hunt for luck. When the trap is done, it will be dark. When you're sleeping. Then suddenly I heard the trap moving. But when you open it, there's nothing but stone. By day 10, they hadn't found any food. So let's go out and explore again. Kayla suddenly discovered a factory slide in the water. There's a rare opportunity in front of you. She immediately threw a stick and sent him back to see his grandfather, even though this lab rat has parasites on it. But they're both still taking shelter. Clean and bake on fire. Barbecue tastes delicious, hard to resist. Crispy and chicken flavor. They finally had a full meal. Until Cai La is ready to go to bed, I feel my stomach churning. The flies are burning non-stop right next to the shelter. I don't need to guess because I eat meat. Fortunately, the next morning the symptoms eased. It gives them more motivation to keep going. Too long without protein. The wound on David's leg never healed. There's no other way to get medical help. Doctor sucking pus raw, and then mark the wound for monitoring. See if there is a wide land. The days after that. The people live mostly on water at night. Kayla gradually accepts the game launch to warm up. On day 20, they both started doing rock yoga. Hungry but persistent. To the end of the program. You finally ate it all. Clean all the fruit in the shelter. Carry the device, start on the way to the specified point. However, the road down the mountain is extremely dangerous. Everywhere are steep rocks. You can bruise it right away if you're careless. In the afternoon, they finally reach the banana forest. Here, be extremely careful with the local banana spider. Then a small stream crossed their path. I have to go to the water for a while. They both immediately cut down some big bananas, and then tie it together. Quickly built a makeshift raft. But it was dark. They're forced to think of a way to spend the night on the spot. At night the people start playing like crazy. As if to break up. Midnight. David woke up thinking he had been bitten by a spider. I thought the fruit on the tree fell into my eye. The day came to go home. Two people pushed the raft into the water. Fortunately, the raft has very good buoyancy. They both sat up without sinking. So down the line. The river in front of me is getting wider. After a difficult journey, they made it to the coast. As the old tractor slowly moves forward, they both officially completed the challenge this time. Embrace the $100,000 reward and come home happy. The challenge this time, it's in the Amazon basin of Ecuador, where there are dynamic resources. Plants and water are abundant. However, the weather is extremely harsh. Crocodiles and snakes are everywhere. There are countless tiger fish. You just need a tree. There are as many species of ants here as there are in Europe. The female lead in this challenge is Melissa. I'm an ecologist at the park. Very knowledgeable about nature and plants and animals. At the same time, she's also an outdoor survival coach. She has personality hentai 8, rusty and beautiful graceful direction. The male lead participated in a challenge called Trans, is a former commando who took 5. She's introverted and a little lonely. I've never been with anyone of the opposite sex. I hope you can learn valuable experience here. To get rid of the feeling of emptiness after 5 output. After 2 small boaters arrive at the site. They take off their clothes, bring the blurry part, and start moving towards the starting point. You two met at the right time. After the self-introduction, Melissa said she didn't dare look down, for fear of accidentally targeting the wrong target. The page is shy. But in my heart I am very satisfied. Thinking silently, this girl is definitely capable of carrying a very strong team. Then do people get their own survival gear. The pot and lighter provided by the program team. Melissa chooses the line and the hook. And Trans choose a big forest knife. Then they looked at the map and decided to go to the highlands. On the way they both repel mosquitoes and right view. More than 3 hours. New to a wonderful feng shui land. Lisa decided to build a shelter again. And Trans on the side trying to restrain the gun. And then the two of you started building shelters together. When ants are constantly creeping up on people, Melissa took the opportunity to touch left and touch right. It didn't take long before it started to rain. You're just a way out of the rain. We just built a tent to stay. The night comes. Because of mosquitoes, so the two of you had to play a very intense game. but their bed couldn't stand it. I screamed for an hour and fell down. The next morning they had to move. Choose a place with fewer mosquitoes. In the evening, ants appear a lot. You'd just have to keep cleaning the ants. It was the third day. Transby was too tired to sit there. You tell me, Lisa, that the two are temporarily separated to raise the work capacity. Lisa is no longer trans protected. I was so scared that I quietly cried alone for pity. But fear of trans actually leaving. So there's only one way to try to work twice as hard. She collected 11 little flammable materials and tree branches. Quickly grouped the fire. Can't help but say, this girl is not only beautiful, but there's real skill. Lisa jumped up to celebrate. Trans, please don't keep your face cold. There will be a reward for you at night. The new page smiled and started to boil water. Soon it was Saturday. You to start out hunting. Not long after, they found a big snake coiling in a tree. Melissa jumped up and caught it. Trans, standing next to, constantly praised them. Take it back to the shelter and bake a delicious meal. Immediate recovery of physical strength. Sorry for suggesting an individual action. You said you were trying to change your personality to get along with your partner. I can't believe Lisa is so excited. Do people clear up the misunderstanding? Turn off the camera and continue another game. Until the morning of the 9th day, Lisa discovered the lighter without wings. The plane probably got into the wood and burned. You just have to be careful not to let the fire go out. Ironically, before long, it was raining like water. Heavy raindrops through the shelter roof. Melissa had to cover the rain with her body. Meanwhile, Trans is constantly digging sewers. Maybe the Dragon King also likes to see beautiful people, so the rain quickly stopped. They're also lucky to keep the fire alive. Soon it was the 12th day. Because the rest of the road is so far away, it's full of fog. You just start building bamboo rafts early for load-bearing capacity and stability testing. Until the 14th day. Hungry, they went out to fish. Along the way found a white termite nest. It can be used as bait. Lisa tossed her hair. Get out of the climb. A small steel pole gently smashed. The nest is crushed and sprinkled into the water. But it's not as easy as it seems. They didn't catch anything at night. Bring your tired body back. The next morning, jewelry self-blame. Besides helping Melissa do some heavy lifting, most of the tent work, the food is taken care of by her. But me, Lisa said that just enough birds. You don't complain as much as you do. I'm glad to be living with Trans. The little girl felt very satisfied. Translin took responsibility for reinforcing the raft. While transporting a large log, you accidentally collapsed the shelter. I almost hit Melissa. But you're not angry. Even very understanding and very supportive. Companion. A girl who understands this. It made last season's contestants cry. And then Melissa caught an aquarium fish. Pre-treatment of charcoal grilled flies, not long after the delicious fish was finished. Thanks to this protein-rich meal, the feeling between the two of you is getting stronger. It seems like it's hard to avoid a vicious battle tonight. Two people decide, we will keep in touch after the show. It can even be a family. The time has come to the 20th day. The page feels full of life and the strategy is burning. After strengthening the raft, the two of you immediately set sail. After about 4 hours, something happened. Melissa found someone in front of her. Oh my god, there's someone else here who's naked too. I can't believe there are other people in this area. Oh my god, there's only 2 of you, not 3 of you. Just 2. What the hell's going on? They both looked at each other. Then out, they met another group of survival challenges. Original 40 days. The people were overjoyed. Spend a chaotic night together full of laughter. And then the day finally came. The new team invites you to continue the challenge. Medusa of choice. I ended my 21-day journey with pride. And Trans still regrets last night. I decided to continue the 40-day challenge. Then he escorted me, Lisa, away. When the cruise boat shows up. This time the challenge is officially over. Thank you for your interest. Follow. See you in the next episode. 21-day survival challenge in the Amazon. It's not just a fight with nature. It's also a lesson in patient collaboration and adaptability. David, Sarah, and Makeni have been faced with difficult situations, like lack of food, drinking water, and the tension in the relationship between the members. The conflict between Sarah and Makeni. It shows the importance of communication and shared responsibility in a team. David is a lucky man, coupled with two beautiful girls. They also face psychological and physical pressure as the wound on your leg gets worse. Educational lessons, a collaboration and communication. In any situation, collaboration and open communication are key to overcome difficulties. The conflict between Sarah and Mani suggests that lack of understanding and lack of sharing. This can lead to a split in the group. To be patient and adaptable. Nature is always harsh, patiently looking for solutions. Adapt to circumstances. It is an important factor to survive. It's about starting fires, finding water, and building shelters. Requires perseverance and creativity. BA. Mental health. Psychological stress in a harsh environment. It can greatly influence decisions and actions. To keep steady, spirit and support each other is essential. To overcome the challenge, advice from the program. Always be carefully prepared, whether it's in life or challenges. A thorough preparation of knowledge. CA energy and spirit. It will help you face difficulties more confidently. Learn to listen and share in a group. Listening to the opinions of others and sharing. Responsibility will help build solidarity and work efficiency. Don't give up no matter how difficult the situation is. Perseverance and not giving up will help you overcome any challenges. Survival challenge. It's not just a fight with nature. It's also an opportunity to discover yourself and learn from those around you. Always be ready to face difficulties and believe that you can overcome any challenge.